our feminine side of what does this look like to run a business, to be investors, to be helping and coaching other people, and how can we bring the feminine side because it's so heavily within a male masculine energy.
Exactly.
Then once that structure is in place, then there's a security level
to be feminine.
But if you never structure structure it properly, and we weren't structuring it properly, we were just grind, hustle. Once we laid the foundation and structured it properly, we are able to operate more in our feminine than many women that are just working a 9 to 5, genuinely. Because when they're going to a 9 to 5, they're in a structured, rigorous workplace, versus what we get to do is we get to operate now off of a structure that we've laid with our masculine energy, but now we're able to operate and overflow out of our feminine.
And I think that Hello everyone. We're back and we're going to touch on something very special, something that got a lot of controversy actually. So today we're going to touch on the difference between femininity and masculinity, and the fact that we actually believe that we need men, and we greatly appreciate men, and we don't like that a lot of women, and I won't say all because it's not all, but a lot of women dog on men. A lot of feminists dog on men and say that, oh, we're independent, we're doing our own thing, we make our own money, and so I'm going to dog on men and I don't need a man. Well, that is not the position we're in. Yes, we have our own business. Yes, we make our own investments. Yes, we're super deep in the cryptocurrency arena, but we truly believe we need men. Every woman needs men. Every man needs women, right? And okay, that can sound, whatever. We don't care what everyone thinks, but we're trying to actually break this ice in this space because yes, we are in a very male-dominated area, but that doesn't mean we can't succeed in this area, and that doesn't mean we don't bring something valuable to the table. But that doesn't mean just because we're women and we're having success in crypto and in other areas of our life that we're going to dog on men and say, oh, we don't need them.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so today we're going to talk about who is this crypto space for? What is it like for us to bring femininity and be a woman in this space? And then we're going to touch a little bit on what we believe and think about femininity and masculinity in this world, in this day of age, and just in general.
Exactly.
So why don't you first touch on what has it been like to be a woman in crypto?
I would say initially it was daunting and very like, oh boy, what kind of industry am I walking into? Crazy. That's at the start, I would say. But as time progressed, I think we both became a lot more confident of, oh, this space can be for women. This space can be for families wanting to get into some opportunity at hand. Now, it didn't mean that we had to be some kind of nerd or geek or engineer and know how to code. And I think that is the mentality of what it seems like at first.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that there aren't women coders and engineers out there. There for sure are. Like you were going to be a chemical engineer. Right. So there are, but I think there are certain industries that are definitely more male dominated. And something that we've been super passionate about is how do we bring the feminine side to a masculine industry or a more male dominated industry or sector. And I think we've just now within the last year or so really tapped into our feminine side of what does this look like to run a business, to be investors, to be helping and coaching other people, and how can we bring the feminine side because it's so heavily within a male masculine energy.
Exactly.
So go ahead.
And I feel like what we've done with that too is it's not that we're not doing, making great investments. It's not any of that, or we're not researching, or we're not, but there are experts out in this space and they're on YouTube. They're out there, right? But I feel like what we've done, Ken, is like we've let the experts be the experts, talk about different cryptos, talk about X, Y, and Z, do all that different stuff. But what we've done is we've actually created a plan, like a family legacy plan, to where we can help people see where they want to go, their goals, their vision, and then trace it back to steps they can take, practical steps they can take starting today.
Exactly.
And it's like, I feel like that's where we've come in and we've been the hands and feet for people. And it's in our hearts, like as women, to like see people succeed in this area. Not that men don't want to, but they love to get into the technicalities, and that's totally fine. Like they love to get into the technicalities. They love to get into, oh, what's next? This, and that.
And again, we need that.
Yes.
We need those kind of areas. And I think we're very unique in this sector of bringing that. We've talked about this at Cape Canaveral when we spoke, but bringing the purpose, bringing the vision, bringing the why behind.
Yes.
Why are we even invested in these assets and where are we going? I think as women, stepping back and being in our feminine and being with flow and freedom and being able to bring that to people that maybe have felt this rigid part of crypto of like, oh, I have to be all in. I have to know X, Y, and Z. We're actually saying, no, you don't. Here's a step-by-step plan. We're going to help guide you through this. And it's going to create freedom and flow and purpose and vision in your life.
Yes.
And for us, I think that's even brought us extreme joy and just been able to provide that to other people.
Exactly. And I think that one of the biggest things is that like people will come to us and they'll be like, okay, so I feel like I need to get into crypto. It's going to be like one of the best things, right? Like I hear people are winning in this. And I hear this is the crypto to get into. So they're all saying to do this, and these are all the technicalities. And then we're like, okay, that's great. And we're like, have you gotten in? Do you have a plan? Have you protected? Do you know your goal? Do you know your why behind it? And then they go like, whoa. And then they're like, do I need to know all that? And I'm like, well, do you have confidence in this space? Well, not really, but I should just get into this crypto. So it's like, I feel like what we're providing is the confidence for people to know that they're not just getting into any crypto that they think is good and, oh, hopefully it goes up. No, they have confidence for 5-10 years down the road that they're going to succeed, that they're going to provide food on the table for their family, that they're going to be able to give to every good work, that they're going to be able to start that business, that they're going to be able to have that nest egg that protects them, be the forefront of innovation. Like whatever their goal is, we can tie it to that and work backwards. Exactly. But we've also realized that like this space is not for everyone.
No.
And that's totally okay. Like this space is not for everyone. And I feel like that's one thing that we've really had to come to realize, because our hearts is to get everyone into the forefront of innovation, because if you're not tapped in, you're left behind. You're behind already. And you might have things that are working for you already, which is great. We don't limit that. We don't dislike that. That's great. But let's tap into the future, right? Because a lot of people are like, well, these people invested back in Amazon early on. These people invested early on here. These people are ahead of the game. Yes. And you have the same opportunity. So I think we're the encouragers in the space. We're the ones that are like, we'll give you the step-by-step plan and we'll also hold your hand while you go through it.
Exactly.
And then the cool thing too for you guys to know is that we're partnered and we're highly involved with all the men in this space.
Yeah.
Like half of our partners are men. And yes, we do have some
more than half.
Yeah. More than half of our partners are men. And like we lead people to them as we go through this journey with them.
Yeah.
But what people need, and we've seen it so greatly in this space, is they'll get in and then they come back and they're like, I need to know that I'm doing this correctly. I need to know that my assets are protected. I need to know, like, why am I doing this? Right?
Exactly.
And have that confidence. And so I love that we provide that. And then we just provide such an amazing community that stewards their why, that stewards their overall purpose, and then really implements the practical for them and makes it super easy.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
I think that's our hearts.
Yeah. And I think for us, and kind of moving to the topic of the feminine and masculine side of the differences, we need both. Like Kaylin started the video, we need both. And there is definitely both in this industry, in this sector. But let's kind of dive into some of that, of the differences between the feminine and the masculine and things that we've walked through in our personal life through that. And I can kind of start and we can just bounce it off of each other. But I would say we've definitely both stepped out in this last year or so and really honed in on what does it mean to truly be in our feminine. And we can really speak to this as women in 2026. I don't think I wouldn't say it's easy, but it's definitely doable if you have the right mindset and mentality and go back to the foundation. And our foundation, to be transparent, is the Word of God.
Yeah.
That's where we get our foundation from. Mm-hmm. And this world, I believe, has corrupted it so much for us as women to believe that we don't need a man, that we are completely capable to be independent, to go after things on our own. And this lie of you can do it alone and be okay. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a lie in general, not just for feminine and masculine. Men also need other men to be able to help spur them.
And what I would say is that, like, because you said that you'll be okay if you're independent. And what I'll say is, yeah, you will be okay without a man. Yeah, I would be okay without a man. But would I be fulfilling my biggest purpose? Like, would I be able to do what I've been doing in the crypto realm without the amazing men in this space? Mm-hmm. Right? It's like, no, we complement each other. So to fulfill greater and to actually like have this world go round, we need each other.
Exactly.
We would be technically okay.
Kind of. I would agree and disagree because it's like in the Bible, I mean, we read it and it's like, it's not good for man to be alone. Mm-hmm. So it's like, could we do it? Yes. But is that the absolute 100% where we're called to be? Not necessarily. And so I think we both understand that just coming from two different angles.
And I think in a relationship perspective, of course, but also in a like romantic relationship perspective, but also in a work perspective, also in everyday life. Like one guy that commented on our post that kind of went viral about masculinity and femininity, he listed out probably 30 jobs. And then he listed the percentage of men and women in the space. And in these jobs he listed, obviously a lot were more hands-on, like industrial, this, and that. But like they were all 90% men, 95% men, 85% men, this and that. I'm like, imagine a world where women would be on their hands and feet putting sewer pipes in. And I just want to say I respect women that do that. Like if you have that job and you're a plumber, way to go, girl. But I will leave that to the men. Mm-hmm. You know, I want them to lift the heavy things. Yes. I want them to be the construction workers. Like, and I'll be like, great job. Like, you guys are doing great. Mm-hmm. You know, so there's a lot of things that men are. And like, why do we have to say, no, we want 50% of women to do that? Mm-hmm. Like, no, count me out. Like, count me out.
And I think that is kind of one of the biggest lies is, oh, we're equal coming into it. Yes, we're all created equal, but I think there are specific roles that not both parties are meant to play.
Right.
You know?
Yes.
And we have to be willing and able to tap into our role and more into our feminine. Do we as women have masculine energy? Yes. But we have to learn how to use that masculine energy or we're going to be tapping into the wrong form of it and then distorting it in a relationship.
And
same with men.
Yeah. Distorting it in a relationship or even in business. Like, so just a personal story, like in business, I think we were in our masculine energy like crazy for 2 years. Mm-hmm. And that's all we brought to the table in business. We were just like, let's grind, let's drive. And I actually think that's great for men to do because, I mean, I'm not going to get into all the science of it, but I actually think they were meant to do that. Like, even with their hormones, like our hormones are different, but like they can do that. And obviously they have to be on the foundation of God, all this stuff. But I actually think that they were like meant to like, let's go, let's grind, let's drive, let's really push this thing forward. Mm-hmm. And obviously pull back, think, have vision. But I think women were meant, even in business, like we can grind and drive all we want and we'll get somewhere. But until we pull back, feed into ourselves and operate out of overflow and in a flow of how we know we work, I don't think we'd ever hit the success as we would if we operated in that flow.
No.
Like we could grind and drive all we want, but like it leads to burnout. It leads to missing a piece of like who you feel like you're tapped into yourself with, you know? And so I think this past year, like you said, 2026, but 2025, we like what I'll tell you guys is we came to the table and we said, we do not want to do this unless we're operating out of overflow because we were like grinding and then missing tapping into like who we actually were, which misses the value we get to give to people. So when we decide to pull back, feed ourselves, operate out of overflow, look at our portfolio before we look at others, right? Like that's one thing, like people that financial advisors, like ask them like, hey, what is your portfolio doing? Right? Because that's what you want to see. And so we decided, no, let's tap in more to our portfolio. Let's tap into more of ourself, feed ourselves with the word more, and then let's overflow to these people. But that doesn't mean we're not still operating in business with some masculine energy. Like we have to do that. And it's a part of who we are.
Well, and I think like I said, there goes to be how much are you operating out of it? Because we each have it. Men have a feminine side to them too, feminine energy. And they have to learn how to tap into that without over pushing the feminine energy, or else that's where we're losing our masculine men.
Yeah.
Right? But if they don't have that feminine side, then they're never going to be able to relate to a woman where it needs to be. And I would say same with us. Where I think that we got in business is we were operating so much masculine. We weren't being able to rest. And so then we were in burnout mode versus I truly believe, and I think this is for women out there, that you can be in your feminine so heavy that you're creating a worse world for yourself because you're just in flow and freedom and whatever will be, will be.
Right.
And that is wrong as well, because the more structure you can give yourself, you build that structure off of masculine energy. But then once that structure is in place, then there's a security level
to be feminine.
But if you never structure it properly, and we weren't structuring it properly. We were just grind, hustle, go. But once we laid the foundation and structured it properly, we are able to operate more in our feminine than many women that are just working a 9 to 5. Genuinely. Because when they're going to a 9 to 5, they're in a structured, rigorous workplace. Versus what we get to do is we get to operate now off of a structure that we've laid with our masculine energy, but now we're able to operate and overflow out of our feminine.
And I think that structure also allows us to place in time to overflow, like, or to feed into ourselves. Like we genuinely, to tell you guys, like we don't just structure our, like, let's say business and our investments. Like I don't just say, okay, I'm going to do 2 hours of research. I'm going to do 1 hour of investing and doing my portfolio. I'm going to do this much of talking with our clients and helping them. And then that's the structure I give. No, we've structured in, okay, 1 hour of reading the word in the morning, 1 hour of like, we have to go on a walk or be outside, and like no work, no investment, no YouTube. Even though we want to, we're like, what's going on in the markets? Let's see this, let's see that. What's the newest thing? But it's like, no, go reset, go do this. And when we've stayed disciplined, which is another masculine thing, when we stay disciplined in that, it's like, we're so free to operate in our feminine of like, wow, I have this idea and I want to be creative. And I have this idea that we could bring to our people that could expand their portfolio by leaps and bounds. I have this idea that could help people tap into this way easier than what we've been doing already. Like that's what we get. And then we're like, all right, let's structure it. Let's go.
Yes.
You know? Yeah. And I love that. I think it's amazing.
I agree. And so I'm going to kind of pivot to the masculine side though.
Yeah, go for it. Because I was just going to talk about some of the men in the industry.
So on the masculine side, I think this has gotten distorted as well. But the importance that men play in allowing a woman to be in their feminine, and obviously we can talk about business and that kind of thing from another standpoint, but in a relationship, when a man can provide that security and structure and foundation, it allows the woman this freedom to flow and create and encourage her husband and truly surrender. And I know some people might freak out with that word, but it's like, when you can submit and surrender to a man in a relationship, it provides tremendous value to the man. And I know we had this conversation the other day, and it's more like, if you can truly be in your feminine, you can excel your man farther than anything.
Yes.
You know, if we're actually able to be in our feminine, it's going to take a man farther in his vision than anything else.
Yeah, then if you're competing with him,
to be.
You're telling him what to do. You're like, that's why it says in the Bible, like, no man, I don't know the exact scripture, but it's like, no man wants a nagging woman. No man wants
to be in a house with a quarreling wife.
No, and they don't, because they don't want someone that's always nagging, that's always like saying, hey, let's do, like, it needs to be this way and this, and that. Of course, there's conversations about that. But when you can trust and support, but it's like, okay, what comes first, the chicken or the egg? I think the men come first. Like, the man has to provide that security, that safety, that I'm going to lead and I'm going to ultimately like follow God. I'm going to lead in this. And then the woman comes under and they can relax.
Yeah. And they either have a choice.
Yeah.
They have a choice if they're going to either rise up, and nowadays in 2026, I would gather to say that a lot of women rise up and, you know, oh no, I want to do it this way, or I see it this way, or you're not doing enough. Or they have the choice, if the men rise up, to then come under and be like,
yeah,
you know what?
But then what that really ultimately creates, so no one gets confused on here, is like, it creates an ability for open communication. Like, the man wants to be like, what do you think about this? Like, even coming back from work and saying like, look, this partner reached out to me. They want to do X, Y, and Z. What do you think about this? And the woman can like actually be in her feminine. She can be like, okay, you know, honestly, I don't have a good feeling about that. And then he can make the decision, right? But it's like, and ultimately a partnership is making decisions together. But when you provide that safety and security, your partner will trust you to make decisions because you have their best interest in mind. They have your best interest in mind. And then they trust you when you say something because you have their best interest in mind, and all you want to do is encourage, not just always combat and go the opposite direction. Yeah. And go ahead.
I would say too, just to put this out there, because I know it was under one comment under our Instagram post we got, was what was it about the feminine, and oh well, feminist is why you have a voice anyway, and why we can stand here anyway, and
an opinion.
I would say, to your exact point of, when you are with the right man is going to provide a place of safety and security for you to have a voice.
Yeah.
You know? And so I think that is...
No, we're not talking about narcissistic men over here.
But I think that is really the power and the key to that.
Yeah. And it's like, it's perfect. I mean, I think naturally, I'll just say, I want to submit. Yes. Like, I want to have that, you know, like, I think naturally as a woman, you want that, because then you want to encourage your man. You want to admire them. You want to be like, wow, babe, go far, you know, like, I got you. And then you want to feel like you can relax and be beautiful. But then that doesn't mean women, like, let's say I'm a visionary. I am like, even, oh my gosh, you guys can talk to my dad, but he's like, whew, like, you have a lot of vision in your life. You want to do X, Y, and Z. So I have vision. I want to go here and there. That doesn't mean I need to submit to a man and then let go of all that. Like, that vision can still come out. But it's not like I'm the one leading, like, this is where we're going. You need to follow me, like, all that. it comes together. And so I just want to encourage women that have vision out there, like this still works for you,
Yeah.
you know, and I've had to come to that realization. But now I want to get back to crypto because
Well,
we are.
hold on. Let me explain this really quick, because since she's a visionary, I'm also very more structured, planning, let's go, go, go. But when I have to tap into the feminine side of what does that look like in a feminine side to be structured, planned. And I realized that in relationships, I have to let go a little bit. I have to be like, okay, like, no, you plan that. Like, you do that. And then it's freeing, and it allows me to truly relax and have trust in whoever my partner is.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And I think that you're able to, like, woo, we're getting into some good stuff here, but she is like this in business. Like, she's like, this is the plan. This is what we're doing. This is where we're going. And you've been able to be like that because you can tap so much into your feminine side. And that's a gift. That's beautiful. And everyone's different. But when you're in a relationship, or if you have that, I just have seen that you can truly, and even the relationship you're in now, you know, it's like beautiful what you guys have together, because he really leads. You are able to pull back, but he supports you in your business, in this, in helping people with crypto. Like, he's like, I think this could maybe help them. Like, but you're able to be in your feminine with him, and you're not constantly on that edge trying to plan, trying to make sure you guys are safe. Like, he does that.
Yeah.
So I love that. But what I wanted to talk about is the men in the crypto space. They are so loving and kind to us. Like, they are like, we need more women in this space. They love it. They love that we're coming out with a voice. They love that
they want to help support our voice.
Yeah. They love that we're bringing the why and the vision and family. Like, we're huge on family. So this ties into, who is this space for? And this is what we want to leave you guys with. But who is this space for? Is it for men? Is it for women? Well, crypto is not for everyone. Crypto is not for everyone. What I'll say, it's not. And investing in crypto is not for everyone. But it's for both men and women. It is for anyone that wants to place themselves in the forefront of innovation. They want to place themselves in the future before it happens. And I'm just going to say, this is biblical. This is what God tells you to do. He says, imagine. He says, have hope. Hope is just positive imagination. And when you can actually see the future before it happens, and you can place yourself there, there is massive wealth to be gained. It's happened time after time after time after time. I'm not just saying this is, a one-off with crypto, and this is what crypto is going to do for you. No, it happened in the .com boom. It happened in the industrial eras with railroads, with oil, with all this different stuff. It's happened with cell phones. It happened with Apple, Microsoft. When you can place yourself in the future of innovation, you can truly gain so much wealth, right? And then you're also positioned for the future of what all the benefits come with it as well, like the cash flow, like the voting rights, like actually being tapped in before maybe that opportunity is gone as well. And so I would say, if you're someone that has been desiring and you're like, I don't want to get left behind. I know I have good investments. I've been in real estate. I'm in gold and silver. Great. We love all those things too. But if you're like, I've been listening to this space, I haven't been doing it fully correctly. Maybe you've invested a little bit, but you don't have confidence, and you want to be the forefront of innovation. You want to tap into something before it goes big and before it becomes mainstream and everyone understands it. This space is for you. Whether you're a man, whether you're a woman, whether you have a family, right? It's for you. And I would dare to say that you need to listen to that calling, whether that's coming to us, texting the link below, clicking on the link below, submitting that so you can actually get our number and you can text us, or if it's finding someone else that you feel like you truly jive with and like you can trust and you want to be where they're at, right? You need to follow that, because you won't understand how much you'll kick yourself in 5 years when this stuff becomes mainstream, truly mainstream, and it already somewhat has. And you're like, I listened to this video. It was timely. I wanted to know about feminine and masculine energy, and they got me into crypto, right?
Mhm.
I should have listened to them and at least learned more about it. We're not asking you to go all in to invest, but I'm saying we are in tune with ourselves, not just us. I'm saying like we as humans, and you need to listen to yourself. If you're having an entry, if you're having a calling, or if you're having like I need to get in or else I'm going to be left behind, or I need to get in because I truly feel like it's something in me that I want to tap into the forefront of something. I want to be the forefront of something. You need to just start learning.
Yeah.
Starting to learn and just taking a step.
Yeah. And I would say to any of you out there that are women in this space, read Proverbs 31, please.
Yeah.
If you are like, oh, I'm a woman, I don't know much about finances, I shouldn't be in business or investing, read Proverbs 31 and you'll see who this woman is. And she's a very highly valuable woman.
Yes.
And so,
yes. And
I
if
just
you're
want to leave
watching
you
in
with
the
that.
space, you guys can be in crypto as well.
Yes.
You guys can. You can do it. We've made it very simple. We've had a lot of women come be in our programs, be in our community, and they have greatly succeeded. So don't limit yourself. You have more than enough in you to pursue everything that you are called to do in this world and in this life. Bye.